Hey guys, Cooper here, and today we're going to be diving into the life of Shiro budgey. So far, I'll be going over stuff we already know and adding never-before-heard lore. Anyway, let's get into it. Part 1. Childhood. Shiro was born April 15th, 2004 to Budgey and Valka. Unfortunately, Valka was lost and presumed dead in a shipwreck with most of Budgey's other crew, when Shiro was just 2 years old. As a child, Budgey and Scallywag raised him together with the rest of the surviving crew. Shiro was a very adventurous child and would go on adventures all over Pirate Island. Part 2. Finding Eren. When Shiro was 18, he decided to leave Pirate Island and go on a lot of multiversal adventures. When he came back to his universe, he realized that a man named Eren Spark, who was about his age, was in danger. When he went to go rescue Eren, he found that he was also with a cat and he was being attacked by a man named Miguel. After he got Eren and Puss away to safety, he met Pony and Suzy. When they all met up at their base, he decided to go with Eren and Puss on their mission. While on their mission, Shiro ran into an evil man named Green Man who wanted to take over the world. Unfortunately, while fighting Green Man, Puss was killed, and they had a small funeral for him. Eventually, Eren and Shiro escaped onto Budgey's ship, but Budgey didn't remember who they were because he was being controlled, but they knocked some sense into him. Then it's revealed that Shiro is Budgey's son. Shiro was originally Budgey's adopted son, but that was retconned. As they are talking, a giant wave comes and destroys Budgey's ship and kills everyone except for Shiro and Eren. And eventually Miguel shows up and they get into a fight. As they are fighting, Miguel uses a bomb to take away Eren's powers, but Shiro jumps in front of it, and instead of taking away Eren's powers, it takes away Shiro's teleportation. Eventually, they get transported into a different universe where Shiro has to fight Moondrop. As they are fighting, Shiro teleports inside of Moondrop with the last bit of his powers and destroys him, and then teleports them out. And while using the last of his powers are officially gone. Eventually, Shiro was given a sword by Eren, and Miguel joins their team. And then they form a giant army to take on Green Man, and they have a rap battle. But Shiro eventually gets mind-controlled and has to fight Eren. He tells Eren to take off his suit, which is the first time we ever see Eren without his suit. As they are fighting, Shiro gets his arm cut off and gets unmind-controlled. But it's too late as he falls from a very high height and dies. Eventually, they realize they are going to lose the battle with almost everyone being dead, so Sonic decides to reset the timeline. Part 3. Multiverse Madness. After Sonic resets the timeline and beyond the multiverse, Shiro finds himself in the future and is mind-controlled once again and is given a new suit which he designed. The new suit is now officially more like Eren's suit and has a heads-up display and wings. Eventually, Shiro tracks down Eren and Commando Piggy, who is now known as Cyborg. Eventually, Eren unmind controls him, and he fights the King of the Future, which isn't explicitly shown, but it is heavily implied. Eventually, they get back to their makeshift base and figure out how to fight Green Man. And somehow they find out that Killer is going to be with Green Man. Eventually, Killer breaks in and destroys the base, knocking everyone out. But Shiro, Eren, and Puss in Boots wake up and get ready to fight Killer. Puss fights Killer first but is knocked out. Then Shiro attacks him but gets stabbed in the arm. It was originally conceived that Shiro would have a metal arm after Beyond the Multiverse, but that was retconned. After Eren loses to Killer, a whole army of characters who were killed in Beyond the Multiverse or didn't make an appearance appears. Shiro and Pudgy fight together to take down an army of soldiers. And then, in one of Shiro's most impressive feats in the whole Eren universe, he successfully holds back Killer. Unfortunately, Shiro was knocked out and his suit was heavily damaged, but holding back Killer gave Eren enough time to go super and defeat Killer. Part 4. The Eren Show. The first episode of The Eren Show was the pilot called Nerf War. It's the first Eren project to fully feature the Iron Force base, his interior. The episode features Eren, Shiro, Puss, and Miguel having a gigantic Nerf War, as well as in the original version of the Iron Force theme song. Episode 2 was called The Blackout, and it was all about the suits of the Iron Force turning evil because of a hacker. The blackout also features the tiger shark turning evil, which Shiro successfully defeats. Episode 3 of Taz was all about the team getting their personal pods. When the team first gets their pods that were built by Pony, they go on a mission to fight Eggman, who has his own giant mech. Puss's pod got heavily damaged, and Shiro fought the giant mech, but his pod got knocked all the way to the forest. When they're looking for Shiro's pod, they find it, but they also find him in a coma, and he is in critical condition and might not survive. Episode 4 of Taz is titled Puss vs. Miguel, and it's a parody of Deadpool and Wolverine. Puss and Miguel go on a mission to a void they found in the forest while looking for Shiro to find the cure for Shiro's coma. Part 5, Clone Wars Part 1. Clone Wars Part 1 starts with Shiro being cured from his coma by Miguel. After Miguel cures him, Shiro goes for a walk to clear his head, when he runs into his clone Shiro, as well as Clone Puss, Clone Miguel, and Clone Aaron. The rest of the Iron Force shows up to save Shiro, but so does Shadow, and he tells the clones to retreat. As they're trying to figure out a plan to stop the clones, Cypork shows up, and he takes them on a mission with Sonic. Eventually, Sonic gets into a fight with Shadow, but he loses, and Shadow escapes with an orb. Shiro realizes there's another orb on Pirate Island, so they all go to Pirate Island to see Shiro's dad. As they are talking, Pudgy agrees to give Shiro the orb, but Shadow and the clones show up, so Shiro hands the orb over to Miguel and Puss, and they escape. As they are fighting, the most tragic scene in the movie happens, and Pudgy is killed by Clone Rio. After Pudgy is killed, Shiro and Aaron escape, but not before Shiro takes Pudgy's sword as his memory. It is unknown yet what Shiro does with his sword. As they are escaping, Clone Puss, Clone Miguel, and Green Man appear on the Tiger Shark and break in, but Sonic and Rio stop them, but Green Man just wants to talk. And as Shiro and Aaron are escaping, Shadow appears on their boat to take the orb. After Shiro and Aaron are defeated, Shadow takes the orb, leaving people to wonder what'll happen next. Part 5.5, End and Final Thoughts. Alright guys, well, we've reached the end of the Life of Shiro video. Sorry it took a lot longer than I meant it to. I got busy with school, and sorry if I sounded worse halfway through the video. I'm actually slightly sick right now, and I don't know how to edit or animate, so I've just been reusing old clips for this. Sorry if that annoyed you, and sorry if you were expecting new animation. But anyway, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye, guys.